what's up guys, it's Unleashed here today. We are back with another video on Sonic Frontiers. And yeah, I know yesterday I said I'm not going to make any more videos on this game before the game actually releases, but who cares? I'm here again, hello. So yeah, in today's video, we should be looking at the review scores for Sonic Frontiers, because if you don't know already, the embargo for Sonic Frontiers reviews has now lifted today. So yeah, we have all the reviews and review scores in. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a look at the news at hand. On to Metacritic with Sonic Rush. And here we are on the Sonic Frontiers Metacritic page. Now the reason I've done a screenshot of the entire screen here is because so you can actually see the time and the date of this current review score, because obviously the review score can change, it can fluctuate from here and there. Because remember, this is only day 1 of the week. We've still got an entire week left for reviews to come out for the game, so hopefully that score does go up, because gotta be honest right now, 73 is a bit disappointing. Now 73 as a score itself, honestly, that's not too bad. I mean, it's a 7 out of 10. I mean, I can kind of see that. That makes sense. But the thing is, on Metacritic, the minimum score for a game to be considered good is 75, and which that number will turn green instead of yellow. But for Sonic Frontiers, unfortunately, it's sitting at 73 with a yellow score, obviously. And you can see there, mixed or average reviews, based on 45 critic reviews, so it's not a small amount of reviews either. So, as much as I'd like for this score to actually go up, right now, it doesn't seem that likely, because we have 45 review scores already. And for context, Sonic Force has had 46, and obviously 45 is pretty close to 46, but maybe because of the movie, more reviews will be interested in the game and review it, so who knows, that could fluctuate the score, maybe for the worse or better, who knows. But unfortunately, as it stands right now, Sonic Frontiers overall has a mixed or average reviews, sadly not hitting that good mark. And that is honestly a shame too, because Sega were aiming for those high review scores, but unfortunately, they haven't really hit that. Or have they? Because at face value, that 73 is kinda mid right now. But when we look at how many review scores actually positive for the game, we have 29 that are positive, 13 that are mixed, and then 3 that are negative. So, nearly half of the reviews for the game are positive. And once again, at face value, that doesn't seem all that great. But when you look deeper into it, looking at the individual review scores, bro, we got 90s here, 85s, for a 3D Sonic game. And it isn't just one, we got loads of them. We got 90, 90, 90, 85, 85. And if we just read what these reviews actually say, Attack of the Fanboy, Sonic Frontiers really picks up the slack where this franchise started to falter. It's still a Sonic game at its core, and make sure to stay true to the name even when branching out to other areas unfamiliar to the series. Then Shaq News, Sonic Frontiers is nothing short of a marvel in how it blends together beloved elements from previous games with exciting new twists and turns to it something wholly unique. Then for We Got This Covered, Sonic Frontiers marks an ambitious, seismic shift for the series, with a massive open world adventure that both honors its past and pushes the boundaries of what this franchise can look like moving forward. So this is based on that. It's something that a lot of people really do like the game, like a lot. Because remember, there's 29 of these green scores here compared to the 13 mixed and then 3 negative. Then looking at the mixed here, we've got 70, 70, 70, 70. Honestly, 70 isn't really that terrible of a score. I mean, even IGN gave it a 70. Actually, what did IGN have to say? I kind of want to read this now. IGN, Sonic Frontiers is a delightfully weird and experimental evolution of the Sonic games so many of us grew up with. Its series of open world islands are filled with so much variety and pieces of Sonic history, from classic platforming stages to silly minigames that are enjoyable to explore. Even when awful graphical pop-in is a constant Hedgehog spine in your side. Some of the new stuff Frontiers tries out, like the smart toggling between 2D and 3D perspectives out in the open world or the subject levels, have fantastic ways to pack as much Sonic goodness as possible into one package, while others, especially combat, an uninteresting experiment has gone wrong. Okay, I kind of disagree there, but alright, so far not too bad. Still, I largely enjoyed my time running around in Frontiers, making it feel like a very promising first attempt, or could be a brand new era for Sonic and his friends. Not even gonna lie, that is a pretty good review from IGN. Wow, I'm actually surprised. I mean, they didn't bash the game totally. I mean, the combat opinion's a bit garbage there, but overall, a solid review from IGN. Like, I'm impressed. I'd say 70 is a pretty standard score for Sonic Frontiers, can't lie. Now, obviously, we have some bad reviews, but honestly, even with these ones here, 40 and 40, that is kind of pushing it a little bit, but not a complete failure. For me personally, I'll say that 50 is the lowest you can go for Sonic Frontiers. 40 is pushing it, but not pushing it entirely. But that's just me though. And if you read a bit of these, there's a real tonal dissonance in Sonic Frontiers. It wants to be a fun platformer. It wants to be a high-speed exploration puzzler. It wants to feel a sense of power. Towering bosses, save world. Striving with multiple fronts. Achieves none of these goals. Okay, that's a bit of a bit of a stretch there, alright? Ambitious but lukewarm adventure platformer pockmarked by deflating choices. Alright, you know what, okay, maybe 40 is a bit too low actually, because I agree with none of that right there. Frontier does some things right, some things. And then for Games Radar, the kind of lightweight yet engaging storytelling that really easily enrapture fans young and old. Alright then, at least they praise the story. I'm happy about that, because a lot of people don't praise the story for some reason in terms of critics anyway, so that's good. Hate to be child forced to play some of the abysmal platforming featured throughout. The platforming seems very easy, no idea, okay. Well, Sonic open world, ambitious, yes. Did it pay off? Absolutely not. Alright, then these reviews right here, they're definitely, I think they crossed the line here. But they're not too far out. But the more observant of you would have seen earlier that there were 3 negative reviews because, yeah, we got one more left, and trust me, this is the bottom of the barrel. This is god-awful. We have a 20 from Digital Trends. Well, not outright broke, like, oh, okay, we don't even need to read the rest of that, man. Metacritic 06 and boom. No, stop. Okay, I kind of want to read some more, actually. Frontiers is heavily misguided game that muffles good ideas with questionable narrative, technical, and gameplay design decisions. Sonic Team continues to demonstrate that it's not quite sure what to do with the blue blur, taking a wild swing with the game that tries to rival open world games rather than doubles on the strengths of new titles like Sonic Generations and Mania, or all those like adventure series. Alright, and what they said here isn't really awful, I'd say, but come on, man, a 20! A 20. Giving the game a 20 is basically saying that the game is unplayable. It's either broken, unfinished, and just a buggy mess essentially. I'd say 40 is the minimum for a bad game. Anything less than that is kind of saying that the game is basically like I said earlier. But they have the audacity to give the game a 20. Now yes, I know that opinions exist and everything, but just looking at what the reviewers said, comparing to 06, boom, and then I've seen some of the screenshots from that review on Twitter and everything, and they go say the story's comparable to Family Guy and stuff like that, like, what? They were basically saying that they don't like serious stories in Sonic again. They're trying to turn a cartoon character into a serious thing when it should not be. And yeah, while opinions do exist, this right here, this isn't an opinion. This is blind hating and being simply just stupid, honestly. And this is one of the reasons why, honestly, critic reviews should not be considered at all. Because we have this tweet right here from Emmy's Doodles. This is literally what I mean when I say critics just want Sonic to die. How could you talk about the game being good before release and then proceed to give it a 2 out of 10? And we can see here, from the 24th of October, based on our final hands-on preview, Sonic Frontiers has improved quite a lot since we last played it this summer. And then they say down there, Sonic Frontiers innovates the series in all the right places. And then when we look at today's review, Sonic Frontiers is not the Blue Blur's worst game, but it's close to the bottom. And then they say down here, maybe it's time to slow down, when literally they said earlier that Frontiers innovates the game in all the right ways. Now, that's just a massive contradiction to yourself. That is just stupid. Now, the reason for this is obviously because it's 2 different people, clearly. Same thing with IGN. IGN rated Sonic Forces at 6.9, but obviously now they rated Frontiers 7.0, and obviously Forces is not on the scale of Frontiers at all. Frontiers is a lot better than Forces. And this is why critic reviews just really aren't that important nowadays, especially for Sonic, because of dumb people like Digital Trends. They just simply hate Sonic because they think it's cool, but clearly it's not. And then the other reason, obviously, is because when it comes to review scores, what people say before the game release and then after is most likely to be 2 different people. As you've seen right here, the person before the game actually releases could think the game's absolutely amazing, but then we have a different person working at the same company after the game releases saying that the game's an absolute failure. And that's why, honestly, creative reviews should not match your enjoyment of a game. As we've seen countless times now, a lot of people who aren't critics have said that Sonic Frontiers is a good game. While it's not perfect, it's still a pretty darn good game. And that doesn't really reflect what the critics say at all, especially with Digital Trends and stuff like that. And honestly, this kind of goes for any game really, but don't let reviews, especially critic reviews, take away from your enjoyment or opinion of the game. Because at the end of the day, we all have different opinions. Obviously, we all have some opinions that are actually the same as each other, but that isn't going to be all of them. One person, like me, might say that Sonic Unleashed is the greatest game of all time, whereas another person would say that it's the worst game of all time. And obviously, if you've never played Sonic Unleashed before, what are you going to base your opinion on? Exactly. It's going to be difficult to choose. And that's why at the end of the day, making your opinion is honestly the most important thing here. If you think Frontiers looks bad, then that's your opinion. Don't play the game then. But if you think Frontiers is good, then play the game. Enjoy it. Nobody can take that away from you at all. But on that note of enjoying the game, I just want to go to the last topic of today's video, and that is regarding Sonic Team, and Sega I guess too. As we know, when it comes to review scores, Sega are very much affected by them, especially when it comes to Sonic. If a game gets some bad reviews, Sega will take that as, oh, guess nobody likes this formula then, okay, guess we'll chuck it all away. When that's not really the case at all. Most of the time it's that there's a great idea there, but the execution isn't on point, or something could be done to better it. That doesn't mean throw the idea out the window, not at all. Expand on the idea, improve it, and that's what I want with Sonic Frontiers. I don't want Sonic Team to think that, oh, guess everyone hates the game then, let's not try that again, because that should not be the mindset here. They should see this criticism, and take that criticism into account for the next game and improve on it, make the game even better than the previous. That should be the mindset, not what we've been seeing for God knows how long now. Anyways, that about does it for today's video. So yes, the Sonic Frontiers reviews are now officially in, and sadly, Frontiers is not really been seen as a good game overall. While the game has reached a lot of highs in terms of review scores, getting some 90s, 85s, we have some reviewers dragging it down. Digital trends. And like I said earlier, don't base your opinions on critics because you're a different person to those people. Base it on your own opinion and experiences with the game. Because at the end of the day, your opinion matters most to you personally, not anybody else. But what do you guys think of these scores? Do you think this could negatively affect the game in the future? Let me know down below. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially that last one. Don't forget to become unleashed by hitting that join button down below. Remember, it's not necessary. And I will see you all next time. Peace!